Hello, Nintendo fans, and welcome to my slash our slash whoever's talking about the Switch. I'm joined by my friend Dawson. I have words to say, so many words to say, so many things were announced. Dawson, say hello.
Hello.
So the first thing, kind of the most important thing, but also kind of not. That they didn't talk. I don't think they talked about it first, but it's still the most important thing, kind of to an extent, is the release date, which they finally announced. We knew it was coming March 2017 since they announced it last October, but now we have the official confirmation of a date, which is confirmed to be March 3rd, 2017, which is only 49 days away.
Yeah, which is extremely ballsy
Yeah,
too.
well,
Um,
it sticks out. They're gonna be way into the news right now. Like every major entertainment account for any social media is talking about them right now. So their name is definitely out there.
I mean, it's Nintendo. They didn't have to get their name out there, but I do agree with you. We talked a little bit previously that it is extremely ballsy. I mean, it is only 49 days away. I mean, we hear of games years before they come out, and of course, we heard about this late last year in November,
October.
October. Um, we didn't hear. It was pretty much radio silence until today.
Hmm. Like
And then
they've
they're
been
like,
saying like little things here and there, and there's been a lot of rumors. But
yeah,
now we have official confirmation on a lot of things.
March 3rd. I mean, we Justin, his birthday is on March 17th, and he was really hoping to
I was
come out
banking
on
on it
his.
on my birthday.
Yeah, he was really hoping to come out on his birthday, but I mean, right before his birthday,
That's
March
fine
3rd,
too.
still a good release day. Um, do you want to start talking about some of the accessories?
First, I'll just say that the price point of the
Oh, price
Nintendo
point.
Switch is $299.99, so essentially $300, and then tax
Yeah.
afterwards make it around like 208 or 308 rather, something around there, like 310 maybe. Um, and I just want to say right now, I'm going to GameStop at 7 o'clock in the morning. They open at 10. I'm going to try my goddamn hardest to put $200 down on this console. So help me God, I need this on launch day.
Mhm.
So yeah, towards the accessories, because they spent a good 20 minutes talking about their
Yeah,
controllers, the Joy-Cons.
the Joy Cons. They like really try to over accentuate that these are the Joy Cons, the newest innovation in Nintendo controller history. They're little Wii remotes.
They're little Wii remotes, but they're full of technology. There is a camera kind of sensor kind of thing on the right one. The right one also has a NFC reader and writer in the right joystick, which is kind of odd to me, but I mean there wasn't really much else place they could put it. But there's they have some extremely HD enhanced whatever that means vibration features to them. There's just so much things going on in these these little controllers. It's
Yeah,
pretty astounding they're able to do it. How they did it.
they fit a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah. So Dawson,
Um,
you were saying that we talked about in this video the price point for the Joy Cons, which
well, they release pretty much every accessory for the controllers and their price points right here on this list. And this is in U.S. dollars. Don't know exactly what source this comes from, whether it be a Walmart, Target, and/or GameStop place. But for the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, it will run you about $70.
holy, that's a lot more than I had thought because the
And
Wii
hold
Pro
on,
was $50.
and for the Joy-Con controllers, the two little tiny controllers, it will cost you $80.
Hopefully that's a pack of two. I would
It is a
assume
pack of two,
so.
of course. And then if you just want the Joy-Con left or right controller, it will run you $50.
So it's one of
So,
those things where it's cheaper in the long run to buy both rather than just one.
sure, yeah, it basically drops you $10.
Yeah. Which I
Um,
mean, like I said before, we started recording. A Wii remote, like buying a whole new separate Wii remote
for
itself
20
was
bucks.
they were
Hey,
$40 if you want a whole brand new one.
Yeah.
You could buy one refurbished, yeah, for like $20, whatever. But a brand new Wii remote was $40. So we're now every controller nowadays is pretty expensive. Like, buy
Yeah.
yourself an extra PS4, Xbox One controller. They run you about $50-$60 sometimes. So things are expensive. That's just the world we live in, especially when they're crammed full of technology. Like, I'm not trying to defend these price points, but I do understand them to an extent.
And the final one is for the Joy-Con charging grip, which will run you only $30.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad, but when it comes to the other controllers, hope to God you don't step on them. Because you're going to be dishing out an extra $80, and these are little things. These things are extremely little. You are going to lose them. You are going to break them. You're going to drop them. You know, stuff is going to happen to them. So hopefully, you don't have to. Hopefully, you keep them strapped to your wrist, because they did announce these brand new straps that are just like the Wii remote straps. They just click onto the little remote.
Except these have a basically L and R button to them, which is a good idea.
Yeah, just don't lose step, break your controllers, because they will run you a pretty penny.
Yeah. Try to keep them nice and in shape. Which I know
Yeah.
I will do my best to keep my Switch in the finest condition for the longest time possible.
Now, yeah.
There's still they have said that if you ever need a new dock, that's about $90, which is not the worst thing in the world. It could have been like $150 for the dock itself, but $90 is not too terrible for that.
Hey, Justin. Again today, or right now, they just announced a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Edition Nintendo Switch launching March, whatever. They're basically, there's a giant Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Edition thing launching, or coming out the same day, I think.
So I'm guessing that's just some kind of bundle with the game, which I'll probably have to buy.
It comes with the game, I believe, music, a coin. It looks like a carrying case.
Can you link it to me?
Yeah, I can link it to you. And it also comes with like a statue of the Master Sword, a box set that comes with a map of Hyrule. So it comes with a bunch of stuff. One thing I do want to talk about real quick, or not real quick, because of course there's a lot of games, but the biggest game on the Nintendo Switch so far, the one that we've all been waiting for, at least Nintendo fans and Legend of Zelda fans, which is, of course, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game was announced, what, 2.5 years ago?
It was announced E3 2014.
Yeah.
Or 2013, one of the two.
Yeah, now it's 2017. They have announced it, and it will come out day of release on March 3rd. And we got to see a little bit more gameplay. I believe there's supposed to be more tomorrow and the next day, which is
for the Nintendo
Saturday.
Treehouse event.
Yeah.
One thing
Sunday,
one thing that's awesome is this is the first main series Zelda game to have voice acting besides Link's grunts, which is amazing. But even more amazing than that is we finally saw our princess.
Sure, yeah.
The girl in the trailer is indeed Zelda, which we saw her torso in a trailer in December, but now we have a full on look of her, and she is a good looking 3D model.
Yeah.
I've been excited for this game since it was announced, and I cannot believe it's finally about to be here.
Yeah.
There's so many there's 5 different amiibo for it that I want to get. There's the whatever the bundle is called I need. There's so many things. So many things, and I'm going insane.
Yeah.
So if you want to see all things Zelda, just check out there's gonna be so many videos just dedicated to Zelda, but this is just supposed to be an overlook of everything they announced tonight, or a lot of things. And the next thing I would like to move on to after Zelda is they showed a little bit more of Splatoon 2. We saw it first in the Switch trailer. We saw a small little snippet of it, but now we have official confirmation that this is indeed a sequel to the, I think, 2015. Yeah, it was 2015 it seems like a pretty good hit, Splatoon, and they have enhanced this game to all heck. There is more weapons, more maps, more ways to play, local multiplayer, just so many things crammed into this game. It's so colorful, and I'm really excited to get back into Splatoon because I loved it when it first came out, and I really want to get back into playing it. Um, and something else kind of Splatoon related, but a whole lot more excited than that is they have given us an official release date, a name, and everything we want to know about Mario Kart. They're calling it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is perfectly fine. It's obviously an enhanced port, as you can tell by the name, and they have the goddamn Inklings from Splatoon in Mario Kart. We first saw Link join Mario Kart with the DLC, and now we have Inklings.
Interesting.
It is very interesting. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe launches in April. So a month after the console launches, we get Mario Kart, which is pretty goddamn amazing because Mario Kart 8 didn't come out till like May 2015 after the console came out in 2014 or 2013. So the fact that we're getting Mario Kart so close to launch is great because I love Mario Kart. It's one of the most fun games in my opinion. This game seems like they're doing everything right with it. They're bringing back fanfare characters like Dry Bones, Bowser Jr., and King Boo, and they listened to fans and they heard fans cry out that the battle mode in Mario Kart 8 was not good whatsoever. You're just racing around tracks it's just not good. It's not like battle mode should be and how it has been forever. So they're re-enhancing it. They have battle mode exclusive tracks, which is how it's always been, and everything about this game looks amazing. I'm not sure if Mario Kart for the 8 was 1080p or not, but this game definitely is, and all these games they announced tonight are so goddamn stunning. And another extremely stunning game is Super Mario Odyssey. We saw this game, a small little snippet of it in the Switch announcement trailer, but now we saw it in its full glory. There's so many different worlds. He's literally in the real world amongst like actual sized people.
Yeah.
He's in all these different places. He's in like some like Hispanic inspired little thing that we saw in the Switch announcement trailer. This game is colorful. It's beautiful. Like they said, it is very expansive. It follows along the lines of Super Mario 64 and Sunshine, where there's a central HUD, and then you go to different worlds from there. And this game is meant to be a goddamn trip because it's called the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Dawson, you're not the biggest Mario fan, but what do you think of this game?
Well, I want to get to Splatoon 2, but Mario Odyssey, what do I think? When they first opened the trailer, he's in the real world, and I was very offset from that. But then he started moving to other worlds. My text to you was, it looks like Mario's in Grand Theft Auto, because he looked out of place. But then they did take him to other worlds and other maps, and that looked cool. It looked more Mario-related. But the big thing they said is they're taking Mario out of the Mushroom Kingdom for the first time. And they want to bring him to new worlds. And one of the big things is saying, the developer of the game said that going to other parts of the world is very different. It's a whole new culture. You're kind of culture shocked. And he wants to bring that to the Mario world by taking Mario to other places other than just sticking with the Mushroom Kingdom, which I thought was pretty cool. It is nice and colorful. They do bring a new feature to the game, which Mario uses his hat a lot, and the hat is brought to life in the game. He has eyes on the top of his brim, and they made it like very apparent that Mario will take off his hat a lot in this game and kind of fling it. You can fling it across buildings, and you can jump on it like a lily pad type thing, a floating pad. So there's lots of new features coming into Mario, and for Mario fans, good, awesome. But yeah, it looks fun. It looks interesting. And yeah, it turns out and it's as playable as fun as it looks. And then when it comes to Splatoon 2, also again, it was kind of a strange presentation. The guy had a full lab coat on with these 2 new guns. He was trying this pose a few times, didn't really work out, but anyway, it looks fun. Splatoon, of course, is the game where you just try to cover your map with ink, and the person or the team that has the most ink of their color on the map wins. That's a cool premise. It's super simple, but I guess it was very fun. It at least got some of the esports people to look at the game, though I don't think it really went that far because I kind of heard it come and go, and that goes for you too, Justin. It kind of came, you enjoyed it, and then you fell off from it.
Mm-hmm.
This I'm gonna see. I think I'm gonna see the same way. It's gonna come out. People are gonna be very hyped for it. They're gonna buy it, play it, but it's gonna drift off eventually. But as sequels do, nothing really sticks around forever. We only see a few games like that. But Splatoon 2 looks fun, really colorful, and I am looking forward to maybe playing it with you.
One thing I'm excited for is, hopefully Splatoon 2 doesn't die out as fast as the first one did, because as we saw from the Switch announcement trailer, they look like they're trying to take it into the esports realm.
Sure.
Nintendo has a few games that are played on competitive circuits, like Smash is the biggest one, of course, but there's also Pokken. That's still a pretty big game in some circuits. But they don't have any games that really compare with the giant esports, like CS:GO esports kind of games. Yeah. But looks like that's what they're trying to do with Splatoon. They're trying to make it a game where people come out to arenas just to watch people play Splatoon. Which, I mean, I'm not against that. Esports can be cool. And I'd be down to see people just go competitive with Splatoon, because that just seems funny as hell in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are 2 other games that are kind of the console exclusives. I mean, of course, like Mario games are console exclusives, but they did do these new ones called 1-2 Switch, which is a kind of standoff game where you don't need a screen, you need 2 people eye to eye,
mm-hmm.
and you duel, and whoever shoots first wins, and the other person who gets shot, their controller vibrates using this new vibrating mechanic that they have implemented. And the other one, which I'm actually kind of excited about, I think it looks a lot of fun, which is ARMS, which is a new boxing fighting game that uses the motion controls in these new controllers, and you move left and right to move your character in the game left and right.
Basically, how I described it is how I truly feel about it. It's like Wii Boxing, but on crack and every other drug it could find.
Yeah, and it looks cool. The game looks really fun. It kind of reminds me of the characters in Overwatch when they're very over stylized.
Mm-hmm. There's one character. There's a girl that comes out in a little a mech suit, which I literally compared. I was talking to my brother. And I compared oh hey, there's D.Va, which is a character from Overwatch.
Mm-hmm. And Overwatch is a very big game right now, and I can see them taking inspiration from that game and kind of implementing it in this game. Not a bad idea. Other developers do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it in this game. It looks fun. I don't know how much playability it's going to have. It's supposed to be the one that has more playability than, of course, the kind of standoff or whatever.
1-2 Switch. 1-2 Switch is meant to be kind of like the new Wii Sports in a way, where it's supposed to show off the controller, and it's the extent that the controller can go to. Wii Sports was literally just made to show off the Wiimotes. Yeah. So this is to show off the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
And you can say the same thing about ARMS as well.
And I hope I really do hope that the motion control is a lot better in these remotes. Of course, it's years and years later from the Wii, so hopefully the motion control is a little more stable. Because I remember playing the heck out of my Wii, Wii bowling, golf,
Hmm.
boxing, all these games, even Wii rowing, I played, and the motion control, though I found a lot of enjoyment out of it, it wasn't very responsive.
Yeah.
You throw a punch, and a second or two later, the guy would throw a punch, and it was fun, but you were more flailing your arms than actually trying to do different. You're flailing your arms more than you're coordinating your actual moves. Which this game has more coordination in it, as they showed in the little kind of teaser gameplay they shown. I'm looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it is out, I believe, on launch day with one two Switch and Breath of the Wild,
Hmm.
which cool. Other games like FIFA is coming.
FIFA,
Uh,
Skyrim, Minecraft, which is on Wii U, as well as Story Mode, are both coming to the Switch as well. A lot of major titles, the two new Sonic games that were announced, being Sonic Mania and Project Sonic 2017, are both coming to the Switch, which are both. Sonic Mania is in the vein of old school Sonic games, so that's the cool thing that's coming to the Switch. When it was initially announced that it was not announced for Switch when it first was announced, unlike Project Sonic, which was announced for Xbox One, PlayStation, probably Steam, and the Switch all in one go. But Sonic Mania rather was just announced for like Xbox One, PlayStation, and Steam probably. But
yeah,
now it's been confirmed to also come to the Switch. And there's just so many games that they showed off in a little like 30-second sizzle reel. It's kind of insane. Um, so there's a few things that are going to be controversial of sorts.
hmm
First off, the internal storage for the Nintendo Switch is just like the Wii U, being 32 gigabytes, but it's
oh
easily expanded upon by using SD cards. And we know SD cards can get up to like basically a terabyte nowadays. Of course, those are more expensive, but
yeah,
um, if you just want like an extra like you need an extra like 16 gigabytes, that'll be like $5 for an SD card. So it's easily expanded upon, so you don't have to carry like a giant hard drive with you wherever you go to load up your games. And second, this will be the first time Nintendo is doing paid for online play, or at least online voice chats through a supposed smart device app, which will connect from your phone to your Switch. It's they we don't know so right now if we can play online still like for free and is it just a premium service. So it's some things are still up in the air. But they also said they also can or this is not a like new thing, but they're going in the vein of I know Xbox does this, and I think PlayStation does too, where you get a free game every month, either from the NES or the SNES, and I'm sure probably as things go along, they'll probably add an N64 too. So you get
sure.
a free game every month for it's probably like, it's they might do like the whole like year for like $20 or whatever. I don't know the prices for Xbox. It's probably like more like a year for like $50, but or they might do like a monthly service. But hopefully this is more clarified on soon. But for now, we know it's online is free. At least when it launches, because this app comes out this fall, and it says right here a free limited version of this app will be available to download in summer 2017. So
Mhm.
they will be like basically putting this app in beta for free to basically try out probably the voice chat, which that's useful for some people, but for me, I don't really have many people to play different games on Nintendo consoles since you might not pick up one unless Pokemon becomes a thing for Switch.
Mhm.
And like I have some other play friends I play games with, but not necessarily ones I want to voice chat with while playing games. So this is something that is kind of up in the air still for me.
Mhm.
Um, but it's kind of inevitable. PlayStation had free online for the PS3, I do believe, and then when the PS4 came out, they changed to pay it online. So these things are kind of inevitable because as things go along, it gets more expensive to host servers, so they need some kind of monetary exchange for it. So it only makes sense that this is just the progress of times.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on, Dawson?
I mean, when it comes to overall thoughts, like Justin said, or I don't know, he is the Nintendo player that will buy everything. He is very, what's the word? What's the word you'd use for yourself, Justin?
A fanboy?
He's a fanboy.
An enthusiast?
Yeah, in the eyes of him, Nintendo really can't do wrong.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm sure I said before they've done things wrong. Like I just said with the possibly online pay. That's something I'm not a fan of. I'll do it because I love Nintendo and I want to play games online, but I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, but he's him, and I'm the one who kind of brings the more grounded views of what they're doing, and I try to do a non-biased opinion on everything. My thoughts on the Switch are this. If you are a Nintendo fan and you like games like Mario, Legend of Zelda, newcomers like Splatoon, and even new games like Mario Kart, then you will enjoy this console. You will enjoy these games. But if you are somebody that, is like a PC gamer or an Xbox gamer or a PlayStation gamer, there are a few games being ported over, but I don't know if it's enough for a lot of people to switch. Now, no pun intended. I don't think that what they've brought to the table so far is going to bring a lot of new people to the market. I think it's going to bring a lot of older people or returning customers back to the Nintendo Switch. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, but it's not bringing in a ton of new fanboys, because what they have brought to the table is they're bringing FIFA, they're bringing a new port of Skyrim, and they're going to bring games like
they're bringing games like Street Fighter 2 with online play.
Yeah,
which is actually a great thing because that's a classic game, and a classic game with online play is kind of cool in my opinion.
Sure, but it's not going to bring over a ton of people. This is Nintendo. They have a lot of fans. It's a big company, but in my opinion, they're not going to bring over a ton of new people. They're going to have a lot of returning customers. And another thing, for me personally, when it comes to the design of the Switch as a whole, it is just a new over glorified gamepad. It's a tablet now, and it does have these new controllers. Of course, you can get the Pro controller, and you can use the entire tablet as a controller itself. But if you are just going to go on the go, you're not going to want to carry a bunch of accessories with you. That's kind of the whole thing, the whole point about this game system, this new console, is all you really need is a charger, your tablet, and the controllers click to the tablet. And for me, it doesn't work. I have really big hands, and even the guy up there that was holding the remotes, they were extremely small in his hands, and he didn't look like a big guy.
Yeah.
So
my
for me,
hands
size is a huge thing.
My hands can be comparable to a middle schooler's, so the Joy-Cons work for me. So.
And for me, they just don't work.
Yeah, you would need a Pro controller.
Yeah, but the whole thing that I'm trying to make the point, very clear, this console is made to be kind of like a new, they're basically bringing their most sold thing, which is their handhelds, into the console realm, and trying to make it, a handheld console, which I applaud them on, because they're bringing something new to their market, to their market, the market that they created. But when it comes to me, a consumer, I don't want to have a controller that is the size of, you know, the size of like a 4 inch. It's like 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that. It's too small. The buttons are too close together. Uh, the home button is like really low to the controller, like really low to the bottom, and there's like this giant space, and then the buttons and the D-pad, or not the D-pad, sorry, the joystick, and that's really close together. And for my hands, it just doesn't work. That's me personally. But those are just my thoughts, because if I'm going to play it, I want to say how it's going to work for me, and it's just not going to work well for me. I already have enough trouble trying to play it with the actual Wii remote already. When it comes to like the old Wii, I already had trouble playing with that big thing, and now they're bringing it to this little grain of rice. But yeah, I mean, overall, I want to know the specs. I thought we were going to get the specs tonight. We didn't. Don't
They
know
are
when
releasing things through the Switch website, like where we found out that it has 32 GB internal memory, but expandable upon with SD cards.
Yeah.
They said that the tablet screen itself is 1280 by 720 resolution, and it probably will run 30 frames per second. But within the dock, if things are to be believed, it will be 1080p and 60 frames per second, depending on the game. So,
connection.
what?
Just connection to the whole. I mean, the thing, like I mean, this is also the thing. The gameplay we saw tonight is not going to be what the game is actually like. This is like over glorified gameplay.
Yeah, these are like trailers made on a computer.
Yeah, these are supposed to be made to emulate what the game is going to look like, but it's not the actual game. So depending on your connection, the TV you have, whatever, it all comes together. And you know, it just depends on your hardware that you have to, you know, amplify your gameplay. So you could still run, you know, 40, 50 frames per second, even with a good TV and a decent connection. It just really depends.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the console. The console may be able to run it, but it doesn't mean it's going to.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that's for any console or any handheld, whatever it might be. It might be able to run it, but it doesn't mean it will.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with these big games like the open world games like Legend of Zelda and now Odyssey. You know, these are big open world games. It's gonna have some frame rate issues. It's just, you know.
Yeah, if you look at games like they just remastered Skyrim, I'm sure that game will have firmware issues at certain points of the game. It's just a thing that happens within video games ever. As soon as games basically left like the 8-bit era, there's been firmware issues. I'm sure you can find firmware issues within the 8-bit era.
Sure.
It's just a matter of fact. Until we get super strong supercomputers for consoles, there'll be frame issues.
Yeah. But overall, I think they have a steady Nintendo lineup for Nintendo players. But as a consumer and as a person who wants a non-biased opinion, I want to see more people coming over to the Nintendo Switch, coming over to the Nintendo platform. I just don't see it yet.
I can see where you're coming from. I've read comments from people who said like, yeah, I've mostly played on like PS4 or PC, but I definitely want to pick this up. So I've seen comments from like both sides and people saying like, I play these things, but I don't feel like picking this up. So I've seen comments from both like groups of people.
Yeah, because they're not like releasing a new FIFA game or a new Skyrim game.
Yeah, like these games are not like exclusive to the Switch.
Yeah,
these are games that people can pick up on any console.
Yeah, they're porting them over, and they're just making it to where if you're going to buy the new Nintendo Switch, and you just so happen to have been interested in FIFA and don't have an Xbox, a PC, or a PlayStation, well, now you can play it on your Switch. And that also is with Skyrim.
Skyrim's literally on every console besides Nintendo, and now it's on the Switch.
Yeah,
so
and then
you have any option of what you want to play it on.
Yeah. And also with Minecraft and with the new NBA games, they are coming to the Nintendo, but they're not exclusive games. You can play them on any platform, and more than likely with games like this, like Minecraft, Skyrim, NBA games, FIFA, they even said in the trailer they're extremely popular games, and more than likely the people that like those games and want to play them already have the means to do it already.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm kind of stuck, where I'm like, it's cool that they're getting it. I'm happy that they're actually opening up their console to other developers and not just themselves and a few kind of long-term partners like Sega and Capcom. They're actually, they're bringing them out to other game makers. That's really cool, but I don't feel like it's going to bring in a new audience, and I hope it does. I hope that they do, because they said that they have a lot of other companies they're working with, a lot of other developers, and they're coming up with new games. That was a big thing they said. They said like 3 times they're coming up with new games, so hopefully it brings more people in. But at launch date, I don't know if they're going to bring a lot of people new people in. But of course, Christmas this year. There's a whole year of games going to be releasing, so by the holiday season, maybe we'll see some new Nintendo players.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure every system, new people join that have never gotten a system from that company before, and there's also people who will leave it behind. And hopefully this is one of the systems that people adopt it pretty fast and not just leave it in the dust like the Wii U.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about in my opinion, the last really solid console was the GameCube.
Yeah. And they started throwing gimmicks in.
Yeah, and then they started saying, okay, motion control. And everybody bought it for
the motion control.
The motion control and for the Wii Sports.
Mm-hmm.
And games like The Legend of Zelda, when you use the motion control for swinging and stuff, it wasn't that great, so it left that game kind of in the dust.
Mm-hmm.
And also when it comes to Mario Kart, controlling it with the motion control, of course, you could control it with, you could get, accessories like the steering wheel. That was just a gimmick. It was a damn steering wheel you could buy at the dollar store.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually sold them at the dollar store. So that was kind of that. And then with the Wii U, they didn't market it well at all.
Yeah, when they first announced it, most people thought it was just an add-on to the Wii.
Yeah, they didn't market it well at all. People thought the U was the gamepad.
Yeah.
You could just buy the gamepad, but no, it was a brand new console, and that was on their marketing team's fault. That's why that console did not sell well, and that's why that console was left in the dust. It's their fault completely. It's not the consumer's fault, it's their fault. Doesn't mean it's a bad console, it just means they didn't market it well, and shit happens. But now with the Switch, it's brand new, it looks different. If you cannot tell what it is, then you
need to pick up some glasses.
Yeah. And hopefully, people understand, what they're getting into. This is a portable console now. It's not like your 3DS. It's not like your Game Boy. This is a new console, and it's coming on March 3rd, guys. It's really close.
Yeah. Get hyped.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane, and I'm going to be sad to see stuff go behind us. I am sad to see, the 3DS and stuff. It's going to die down. One thing I do want to know, one thing I really want to know is, are we going to have hard copies or are we going to have digital copies now?
There will, I feel like Nintendo's whole thing is, forever, as long as they're around, they will try to keep physical copies an option.
Hey, hold on. With that bundle pack with Legend of Zelda, they did have the game disc.
Yeah.
So it's
it
still
was a CD. But the game itself will be on a cartridge.
It will be on a cartridge?
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the Switch, is it does not have a disc drive. It has a cartridge slot like a 3DS.
Alright, so will you be able to play your 3DS games on there? Maybe?
No, it's different cartridge size. You can't play a 3DS game on a DS. It's just different cartridge size. At least as far as we know, you can't. But I mean, they could be like, it fits.
Yeah, and it also looks like, I'm not 100% sure. I saw it for a split second, but the new charging adapter kind of looks like an Android.
It is. It's USB-C, which is exactly what Android phones use and a lot of other devices use. So they have they learned from their mistake with making all their chargers completely different. You had a different charger for the Wii U gamepad, the Pro Controller, your 3DS, and now it's just one unified charger to charge your Switch, which is USB-C, which is any Android charger you want. But I'm sure the device will probably charge better with the Nintendo specific one.
Sure.
So there's a few questions left. Is basically let me know down below. Do you plan on getting the Switch day one? Do you plan on getting the Switch at all, or are you just going to see what comes later for it? And are you going neon or gray for your Joy-Cons? Because I'm leaning towards neon.
Mm-hmm.
Any final words, Austin?
I'm praying for this console. I'm hoping that more people see potential and not just another Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one has more potential, and I finally see it. And doesn't mean I'm going to purchase it myself, but as the unbiased consumer, I see potential in it. So hopefully others like me do.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, I just want to say, I could not be more excited for this console. This is like E3, but better for me. It's just everything about me. I don't know how I'm about to sleep, so I need to wake up in literally 5 hours or 5.5 hours or somewhere around there, so I can try to get the GameStop and get it pre-ordered. But I don't know how I'll be able to sleep because there's so much adrenaline and excitement pumping through my body right now. Zelda looks amazing. Mario Kart looks amazing. Splatoon looks amazing. I am in love with everything this console has to offer at this point in time. There's things that probably I will not be favorable with when I get down and play it, but in my head and in my heart right now, I love the Switch.
Alright.
So that's pretty much it for us, guys. Comment down below just all your thoughts on what we saw tonight, and I'll read them, I'll respond to them, I'll do anything and everything to interact with you guys, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.